Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Hello?
sir, please continue. Yes,
So the broadcast has started, so please start.
I think our voice is not clear. Well, I'm beginning it now. Namaste to everyone, to all my friends, and especially to our very respected leader of our country, Dr. Harshvardhan ji. Dr. Saab, I mean, we are very, very obliged कि आपने लाइन्स को एक अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है to tell you that how much we are appreciative of what you have been doing and what you have done for the country, and we would apprise you what Lions are doing as your I mean fellow revolutionaries. I would use the word. Just to after the welcome, formal welcome to our honorable minister, I just would like to tell you that our honorable Prime Minister Shri Modi, of course, we all know that there is no vaccine. No vaccine has been found or no cure has been found so far. But I believe that, sir, yourself and honorable Prime Minister has already injected us with immunity. Immunity with unity, immunity with the sanitation, and can-do spirit, which you have inculcated in the entire citizens of the country. So I am very grateful to you, sir, and I would like to share with you something about our organization, and we are the largest Sena, population-wise maybe the second largest, but service-wise we are the largest Sena, largest army for service in the country. And just to share with you, you should see this slide. We are 286,000 lions, about 800,000 leos, and we are in more than 7,000 plus clubs in the country. We are here since 1956, and almost about 700 crores worth of projects rupees have been brought into our country. We have done about 2,000 projects. We have our own regional office in Mumbai. Yes, sir. I'm very privileged to share with my land friends all over the country that, sir, you are 54, 55 born, and you started in Delhi. Of course, you were the one who first eradicated polio in 1994 in this country. 1997, you brought ban on tobacco, and 2014, Swachh Bharat mission was launched to take up the mission nationwide in our 6,500 clubs to have the hygiene and sanitation to spread the word for the cleanliness in the country. So, sir, I mean, just because I am little closely known to you. You are not only a doctor, you are an activist, you are a politician, you are a minister, and now I would say you are a revolutionary for the country. I can only assure you, Dr. Saab, by your side, we have this army of almost 300,000, 3,296,000 lions and leos to be with you as your fellow revolutionaries and the doctors at heart. We may not be doctors like you, but we are doctors at heart to be with you. Doctor, it's not to pamper you. The way people are so happy with the way you are leading the country for the health sector, I would say you are the spinal cord for the health of the country. And now I would like to share with you that can I go to the next slide, AP? Dr. Saab, I would like to share with you something about Lionism in India. you know, you were there with us when our board meeting was happening in Delhi, and you were very kind to come and speak to us. And you were the one who helped launch the first signature cause, the diabetes, when we were in Delhi. And you came and helped us, and you spoke to us, encouraged the Lions. I just would like to share very briefly about Lionism in India. And we are, Dr. Saab, we are doing about 250 million service projects every year all over the world. And you will be very proud that your countrymen, your Lions in this country are doing almost 1/3 of the total service of the world. We are serving about 8 crores of people every year. And I'm very happy till now, our year ends in by June, but till now we have almost reached 242 million. And you know, I will speak to you when I go further about how we are progressing about our this COVID-19. Next. Doctor, this is just to you see, I mean, this is just a very brief glimpse of what Lions are doing all over the country. As I said, we are 7,000 clubs in this country, and this is just maybe not even fraction of the pictures what you are seeing now. I mean, there is a Deshbandi lockdown here, but Lions are always looking up, and we have been always part of the country's any problem. We always say where there is a need, there is a lion. And I would now just like to share with you a little bit. I mean, what you have given the message, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji has given a message, Deshbandi. So I am reminded that 1947 to get the independence, I mean, from the Britishers in 1947, I mean, there was a civil disobedience, the civil disobedience movement. But now, 2020, our Prime Minister has given a call, and with you following it up very vigorously, of following to getting the freedom with obedience. This is something, I mean, with that we are doing with unity, with patience, with non-violence. This is the message from you and Honorable Prime Minister. You will see the next slide, sir. That is that was my slogan when I was president, is the power of we. Dr. Saab, I mean, this call, we could collect this information about what we have collected in all this just few 1 month or so. I mean, can you go back? You see, we have been able to give to the Prime Minister Care Fund and to the various Chief Ministers Fund almost 21.6 crores, and we have all the statistics to back up. Maybe some fraction, I mean, a mistake here and there, but you will be very pleased that your Lions in this country have given about 21.6 crores. And next one. And you know, I mean, we call it power of we. Now is again, you see, within this small time, almost about 35 lakhs, 3.5 million people have been served by Lions, by the Lions clubs. It's a very small portion, but it's all over the country. Lions are excited that we are rising to the call of yourself and Honorable Prime Minister. You will see that at the bottom of the slide, the figure is almost 60 crores we have spent on these things, which is I think things are still continuing. The reports are pouring in. I think we were working till very late in the evening, almost about 2 o'clock in the morning. We were getting the information, but still many things are pouring in, and we have to cut it short. And we will, God willing, when we speak to you next time, you'll be very happy. This figure of, I think it must have already crossed 60 crores. So next please. So Dr. Saab, this is what I've been always saying is the power of action, is the power of generosity, and the power of now. Serving now is the main strength, which we are getting excited and encouraged by you. you will see this. We have about 11 multiples in this country, and you can see the figures which I've already spoken to you about about 57 crores worth of service done, and almost about 22 crores we have already added. I'm very happy and very pleased to share with you. Just when one of our line member, who is the chairman and MD of Manappuram Finance, when I told him, Nand Kumarji, he's a good friend of mine, I told him that we are speaking to Honorable Harshvardhanji tomorrow, and he spontaneously came up that I add on 1 crore to your kitty. So this is the kind of response to your call, to the Prime Minister's call. The next one is I've been showing this as the power of generosity. I've already spoken to you about these multiples. They have given so much, and please rest assured, everything is coming every hour. Things are adding, and this is just something which we got it from the lines. But I'm very hopeful this figure is going to rise. And you can see this blue is with the Chief Minister's funds, and the white is with the Prime Minister's Care Fund, which we have been working on it. And Dr. Harshvardhan, I'm just sharing with you that I am conveying through this now webinar today. We are very grateful to my line brothers and sisters all over the country, my leaders, all the directors and past directors and past presidents, that those who have been instrumental in not only collecting the money but doing a lot of service. So I am reminded of this quote, when you are lost at sea, जब समुद्र में हम खो जाते हैं, तो then stars show us the way. Today I would say the real stars of today to show us the path to come out of, and to come out of this turbulent waters. It is Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji and yourself. Next. It's very briefly I'm sharing with you. We are today 1.42 million, the largest in the world in membership. We are plus 200 plus countries, the largest in the world, and we have 47,000 clubs, largest in the world today, more than any other service club. And just to share with you, we have been getting for our financial management, our Lions Clubs International Foundation, which you were there when the board meeting was there. We spoke about it, and you were the one who helped us to launch the diabetes program, our signature cause. And we have been ranked as a 4-star ranking, which is the #1 ranking by a US agency. And this is this Charity Navigator. We are getting it continuously for 7 years in a row, and every penny sir is going to charity, 100%. We don't spend even a single penny. And just to very quickly go forward, and we have almost done about 1.2 billion worth of grants. I mean, which you can imagine today is almost 9,000 crores, which we have spent. And for this COVID, I mean, we have in a short time of March to April, I mean, some grants have been asked for masks, for sanitizers, for this. I mean, we have been able to do almost about $3 million grants, and which is still many figures are coming out. So, Dr. Sahab, I just want to, I would like to conclude. Before we would like to have your blessings and your direction, your guidance. I just want to tell you that I want to convey here our very special thanks to our friends, those who have been, I can mention especially the guy who are behind the scene is Line AP Singh, our past director. He has been very, for the last 3-4 days, he and me both are almost sleeping about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we have been working on this. And I would like to convey our very special thanks to you for your passion, your courage to handle this problem the way you have been handling it. Something we must learn as lion leaders. And I would say every lion in the country today is a leader to handle this. And they are your soldiers. They are your revolutionaries on your side. We are conveying our gratitude to Honorable Prime Minister for his leadership. I mean, he has brought up in the world, and I would say that I heard that somewhere Modi ji quoted that at the end of the century, Americans will stand in line to get visas to India. So this is the kind of thinking which we have been working about it. And just to continue, we are conveying our thanks to our paramedics, our doctors, our police force, and I'm very grateful to my line force, our line volunteers, 300,000 almost in this country, those who have been working day and night for this purpose. And with this, I know Lion Sangeeta Jatia from Calcutta, who has been assisting my friend AP Singh day and night, and she is also working behind the scene. Can you imagine? I put his picture yesterday, said, no, Naresh ji, I don't want any picture. Anyway, now one thing I would like to share with you, that we are going to have a virtual concert on the 2nd of May with it's a unique thing, like we have this Corona Heroes Ko Salam. This is being handled again, one of our PIDs, but all over the country, everybody is excited to work together, and he will speak to you when he speak to you a little bit about this. So Dr. Saab, we are very grateful to you. You have been always very kind, and you have been always very helpful to Lions. Lions are in your heart. God bless you, give you strength so that you handle this, and we come out of this like you started our signature cause. I know this 2020 is going to be a signature year with your leadership. God bless you. Thank you.
Dr. Harshvardhan may begin.
Oh.
You
Okay.
have to unmute.
After Naresh ji, nobody else is speaking from the Alliance side, so I can start now.
Yes, sir, you can start.
Lion Dr. Naresh Agrawal ji, Shri Subhash Murarka ji, Shri Rohit Mehta ji, Shri Ashok Mehta ji, and also all the other distinguished participants, district governors, past district governors, region chairpersons, zone chairpersons, district chairpersons, all the distinguished members of the Alliance International. And of course, I must thank Shri AP Singh ji and Sangeeta ji also. Your name was very specifically referred by Shri Naresh ji just now for your hard work in organizing this meeting for me. So I am very grateful to all of you, and especially Naresh ji for his dynamic and affectionate leadership provided not only to Lions International all over the world, but also to people like me who have enjoyed his affection and respect and blessings. I know that Lions International is one of the biggest organizations of the voluntary organizations of the whole world, and is known and has earned dignity and fame because of its selfless leadership and selfless sacrifice for the sake of the society. With its roots in over 200 countries of the whole world, and with over 47,000 clubs that you just now referred to, and millions of members all over the world, it certainly is a very important organization for humanity. And I have seen that in every crisis, it has stood the test of time. It has worked with sincerity, commitment, dedication, efficiency, and very pious feelings. I must thank all of you for the kind-hearted support that you have extended through your various missionary activities in these troubled COVID times. You have been otherwise helping the cause of the society through various activities, through various medical missions, through various social activities, through various activities for education, literacy, etc., etc. I had heard about Lions Club from my childhood because I used to see a lot of Lions Club working and organizing a number of camps in various areas. As a doctor during my early years in practice in the 80s, I used to be called to some of these camps where I also used to deliver some services as a doctor. But my first big association with all of you came only in 94 and 95. I have said this earlier also. You also mentioned that as health minister in 1994, I had the privilege to dream about a polio-free India and started working on it in Delhi itself. We could successfully organize the pulse polio immunization program in 94 in Delhi. A few hundred organizations were directly involved in its success, and Lions International was also one of them. But I was too pleased when in 95, Lions International was the first organization in the country where I was invited to receive an international award. Although later on I got many international awards and national awards for my work in polio eradication and tobacco control. But Lions International was the first one, and I fondly remember that in FICCI Auditorium in New Delhi in 95, I was called to a function which was organized by Mr. Suresh Bindal, the then district governor, and the Lions International president, Shri Pino Grimaldi, had been invited to that function, and who had given me that International Service Award of Lions. That was the first big recognition of my work by any organization. So I have the fond memories of very affectionate association with all of you. And since then, we have worked together, we have met on a number of occasions, and the most recent has been the time when we were all privileged to have our dear Naresh Agrawalji as the international president of Lions. And all the governors of the whole world had assembled in New Delhi. And I also had the privilege to be part of that function. So I acknowledge your continuous support and blessings and contribution for the cause of good things, which I have witnessed from close quarters. During this COVID crisis also, you have also elaborated a bit of it, but I am also aware that all our clubs of Lions International have been working with utmost commitment in the field. And in this crisis, what is actually required is leaders at the community level, the development of the community leadership and its manifestation for the society. Because fighting COVID is not a big rocket science. It is about enabling the society to understand and appreciate what is COVID-19 and how you can protect yourself from COVID. That is why we have seen that it is not too big things that we have been asked to do, but just very small things that we have been asked to do to protect our society from COVID. And I have been saying it time and again that since we don't have a vaccine or a drug, for us, the biggest social vaccine against COVID is social distancing, which is right now also helped by the lockdown in the country. So people like you and your leadership can certainly guide the society at all places, at all times, whether inside the house or outside the house, for responsible behaviors, for responsible attitudes, and can dissuade people from doing anything which will harm their interest and the collective interest of the society and the country. So I am happy that Lions International has come forward on its own in a proactive manner to participate in this movement against COVID. I am very confident that with the able support of organizations like yours, we should be able to win the war against COVID, not in the very distant future, but in the coming weeks. And I have been continuously interacting with people through video conferencing all over the country and all over the world during the last many weeks. And I had interacted with the health ministers of the whole world on 2 occasions, with the health ministers of the Southeast Asia region on 1 occasion, with all our field workers of the World Health Organization once, where at 1600 places people had collected in the country, and WHO people have been helping us in the field. Once WHO at the health ministers meeting of the whole world gave privilege to India to represent the cause of the whole of Southeast Asia and then tell to the whole world how effectively we could handle COVID in India, and I had presented to the health ministers of the whole world only last week. As you all know, that we have till now been able to handle COVID in a very effective manner. We do not say that because we have done it, but the data, they definitely speak about it, and it has been recognized and acknowledged by the whole world. The World Health Organization has also appreciated and commended the efforts of the country, our country, in no uncertain terms. With each passing day, we find that our parameters show and reflect significant amount of success over our previous parameters. You know, there are a couple of parameters on the basis of which we judge our performance and we evaluate. And that is why I said with confidence that Right now, we are aware of where our disease is in the country, and we are able to focus our efforts on the containment of the disease in those areas. With just over 300 districts in the country which still remain unaffected, and around 300 districts more with just minimal number of cases ranging from 1 to 5. We have about 128 hotspots districts in the country. 128 hotspot districts, about 297 non-hotspot districts, and over 300 unaffected districts which are non-infected. And similarly, our doubling rate, which is another parameter for judging the success over a
Phone
period
में
of
use
time, is also showing very positive results. When I talk to you today, our doubling rate for the last 14 days has been 9.5 days. For the last 7 days, it has been 10.6 days. And if I calculate for the last 3 days, it has gone up to 11.3. As you are aware that the whole world is showing a global mortality rate of about 7%, we still have a mortality rate of around 3% or so. And even for this 3%, most of the patients who have unfortunately died, that's about 86% of our patients, they are of the higher age group who already had some other morbidities like heart conditions, lung conditions, kidney conditions, diabetes, hypertension, etc., etc. Each and every death that happens is unfortunately a sad event, a sad development. But I can assure you that we are doing our best to save each and every life. Even after so many days, and with over 25 to 30,000 patients now in the country who got affected with COVID, if I may tell you that it is only 0.33% of those patients who ultimately had to go on ventilators. It was just about 1.5% of them who had to actually be given oxygen support, and it was just about 2.34% which required an ICU bed. This itself speaks volumes about the quality of care that we have been able to provide to our patients all over the country. And although we are aware that, at least I am confident that we should not go into those worst conditions, but still we are preparing for the worst also. Over 2 lakh dedicated beds in our COVID hospitals and over 2 lakhs again in our COVID care centers. That is the type of arrangements that we have made all over the country. Enough of ICU beds, enough of ventilators, enough of PPEs and N95 masks. This whole event has proved to be a blessing in disguise. Things which were not manufactured in India. Today you will be happy to know that PPE which was not manufactured in India, now we have over 106 manufacturers of PPE in India, and in a day we are producing more than 1.5 lakh PPEs in the country. Similarly, for N95 masks, we have over 10 manufacturers in the country, and again we are producing more than 1 lakh every day. And that holds true for ventilators also. For the necessary medicines, after saving enough medicines that may be needed for our own people, we are right now helping over 50 countries of the whole world in providing medicines like hydroxychloroquine, etc. So this is just to give you an idea that right now we are in full command of the situation. We are exercising full control over the situation. The location of the enemy is well known. Our strategy to fight the COVID virus is well defined, and there are very good monitoring systems in place. There are very good efficient coordination systems with the state government, with everybody on board, whether it is the surveillance officer at the district level or the rapid response team or the medical colleges or the AIIMS or the health departments of the various state governments or the health ministers of the various states, health secretaries of the various states, and of course the health ministry in the central government, and then of course finally the prime minister, who has been leading from the front and has been monitoring everything almost daily with the help of his officers in the cabinet secretariat and with all the departments of the government. It is a full overall total government approach that we have adopted. Everybody is putting his best foot forward to combat the COVID pandemic. It is in these troubled times that support and help from organizations like Lions International means a lot for us. It helps us in boosting our own morale also, and it helps us in ensuring that there are people in the society who are providing leadership to the community at the call of the Prime Minister and are trying to help the cause of COVID mitigation in their own ways. So I will like to use this occasion to thank all of you for the generous support that you have extended and the very fact that you have all taken out your very precious time to be with me at this critical moment, to make you aware of the level of efforts and the timing of the efforts that we started. You will be happy to know that we were the first country in the whole world where we responded to the news of the coronavirus in China on 7th of January. And we had started working within the next 24 hours. I've got a slide presentation made, and briefly in next 10 minutes, I'll run through those slides. And this will give you an impression about the level of efforts that have been made by the government with the support of everyone else to handle this COVID-19 situation in the country. And I can assure you that once you know how much of effort has gone into the last 3 months, it's almost the 4th month now, which is finishing on 8th of May. That is like 4 months. It's a continuous effort that the government did, and you will certainly feel proud of your country and the efforts of your government. So since I know that we have shared this slide presentation with I think AP Singh ji, I will request him to please show these, share these slides with your members one by one. If you can bring them on the screen, I will just give an idea to the Honorable Lions International members about the various efforts done in the various departments and in fact in our ministry at different times and the present situation. So can Mr. AP
Minister,
Singh help me?
Minister, sir, we are having some technical challenges, and because of those technical challenges, we are not being able to bring up those slides. I apologize, but it is beyond our control.
It's okay. I will then just in another 5 minutes, I will just give you a brief idea about that, and then I think maybe we can probably close this meeting up. You see, I will tell you that I'm sure that many of those who keep yourself aware of what's happening, you must be aware of many of these facts. But for the first time in the whole world, it was on 31st of December 2019 that China had informed the whole world that they have seen some cases of pneumonia in their country, about which they don't know what is the exact etiology, what is the exact cause of these cases. And that was the first time that the world came to know about some unknown pneumonia cases in China. And then, if you remember, it was on 7th of January in 2020 that China informed the whole world, and more particularly the World Health Organization, that they have detected that these pneumonia cases are due to a new coronavirus. We had also, like the whole world, received this news on 7th of January. With our experience of the past epidemics and the arrival of new viruses in the country from time to time, whether it was the SARS virus or the MERS virus or the other swine flus or Ebolas or the Nipah virus in the recent last 2-3 years, we did not take it lightly. And in my own health ministry on 8th of January, that is within less than 24 hours, we had called a meeting of our technical experts, which included leading doctors, leading epidemiologists, leading public health experts, representatives from WHO, and we started discussing about it. You will be happy to learn that within a week's time, in spite of the fact that neither WHO had declared it as an emergency of any nature, nor there was a case in the country. If you remember, we got our first case in the country on 30th of January itself. But within 7 to 8 days of 8th January, we had formulated our detailed health preparedness response, and we had delivered it to all the states in the country and had asked them to prepare their response and get ready for anything which, if it happens in the country. And on the same day, we had started our community health surveillance. We informed the Chinese embassy there, our embassy in China, that we must be informed about every passenger who is coming from China to India. Because a lot of our students, they were also studying in Wuhan and other places. And on the same day, we decided that we will start screening at 7 major airports in the country: Calcutta, Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Kochi. And we started thermal screening, detailed history taking at these airports. We started the process of community surveillance, and at any point of time, we had hundreds and thousands of people who were under community surveillance in the country. You will be surprised to know that even at this point when I'm talking to you, over over 9.5 lakh, I think something between, because its figures keep changing, something like 9 to 10 lakh people are under our community surveillance, where we have our very fine, meticulous, you see, watch on those people and their movements and their whereabouts and their condition. We got our first case on 30th of January in Kerala, second case on 1st of Feb, and it was at the same time that WHO declared this as an emergency of international concern. So you will be able to appreciate that it was at least 23 days before the first case reported in India that we had started our very serious level of preparations. This was all because of our past experience. We have a very robust integrated disease surveillance program in the country. Personally, I also had the experience of handling plague in New Delhi in 1994 when we were preparing for polio program in Delhi. Also had the privilege to handle Ebola in 2014 as Union Health Minister, and also many other epidemics, and most recent was the Nipah outbreak in Kerala. So all these experiences of the past helped the country, and because of our disease surveillance system, very robust one, we started our preparations very meticulously. And as soon as we got our first and second case, our Prime Minister had made a committee of group of ministers under my leadership, with all our 2, 3, 4 more senior ministers, the External Affairs Minister, the Aviation Minister, the Pharmaceuticals and the Shipping Minister, and the Deputy Home Minister. They were all on this committee along with senior officials. During the course of the last 2, 3 months, we had 13 meetings at different times, discussed various relevant issues, and we, from time to time, issued fresh advisories to people inside the country, outside the country for travel. We issued new guidelines for involving more and more nations, and we were doing all this in a graded response manner, adopting a proactive and a preemptive strategy, and it was all guided by the emerging global situation. Simultaneously, Prime Minister was also monitoring everything at his level, at the highest level. He was guiding all of us. Later on, he made 7 groups, 7 technical committees of senior secretaries to look after the various aspects exclusively. And you know that he provided guidance and leadership to all of us, whether it was the Janta curfew or the lockdown 1 or 2, or the burning of the deeps on 5th of April. He led from the front, and he enthused and guided all of us, and he ensured that the whole country was one. The whole country was fighting the COVID virus unitedly and effectively. So it's a long, I would say, journey. It was not only the screening at the airports that we did. We screened 15,000 flights and over 15 lakh passengers. And ultimately, you know that we banned all our international flights. We banned everything coming from outside. We banned later on all our internal air travel also. And it was not only the screening at the airports. During the last 3, 4 months, when in the initial stages, we had our first case from Nepal. the very same day we started screening at all our borders, joining Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal, and Sikkim with Nepal. And we screened over 20 lakh people at the Indo-Nepal border. And we organized over 5,000 Gram Sabhas in the neighboring villages. And we did not stop only at that. We have 12 major seaports in the country and 65 non-major seaports. We started screening at these places also, and we screened over 47,000 people there at these seaports. I have already mentioned about the robust community surveillance that we ensured. In the last 3 days, 21st March, 22nd March, 23rd March, we had 64,000 passengers who came from abroad. We put them in various quarantine facilities, institutional or home, and we monitored them for continuous 2 to 3 weeks. And we have been monitoring thousands of people in various quarantine facilities also right now. COVID being a new virus, it was also essential to ensure capacity building. Everybody in the country, not only in the health sector, but in other sectors also, had to be given very detailed training about how to handle the virus, how to handle the situation. So at least more than 1 million people all across the country were given training, robust training. From the grassroots level, the ASHA worker to the highest level, to people not only in the health ministry, to not only doctors and nurses, but to every paramedic, to every immigration official, to every airport official, to every pilot, and to every disaster management official. We gave extensive training. And on 6th March, when we did a training of all the top 300 people of other departments, we were simultaneously training thousands of people at 1,000 places all over the country. So it involved a robust training process also. Then it was essential to communicate to the people about how to ensure that they are given adequate information about what is the risk to their life and how do they mitigate it. You have heard the caller tune in your telephones, which is we have almost 117 crore telephone subscribers. We delivered over 500 crore SMS messages. We used all possible social media, to television, to newspapers, to helplines, to control rooms in the country. At multiple places, I think at over 124 places, we had control rooms which have received lakhs of calls. Today also, there are so many things happening in the social media, including our COVID Twitter Seva, COVID India Seva, which has been launched with the help of Twitter. So many things we did to ensure that we have these risk communication strategies well in place, to educate each and everyone in the country. When we started our journey in the first week of January, you know, it was a very difficult test. Till a couple of years back, the samples for testing of viruses used to go to America. In 2014, when we had the acute encephalitis attack in Bihar, I remember I was the Union Health Minister. The samples used to go to the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. And we had only one lab in Pune in the first week of January. it was a very tall order to create a network of labs all over the country. But today I am very happy to announce that from one lab in the first week of January, we have over 280 labs only in the government sector all over the country, and over 97 labs in the private sector also supporting us with 16,000 collection centers all over the country. We are doing almost 45 to 50,000 tests per day, and our right now plan is to augment this capacity up to 1 lakh tests per day by the end of the next month. So it's a huge process that had gone into the development of these labs and the ramping up of the facilities. And today we are happy that we have some of the best facilities created all over the country for the virus also. It is not that we have stopped at diagnosing the patients, treating them, giving them the best care, isolating them, quarantining their contacts. But simultaneously, I have, being the Science and Technology Minister, we also have started efforts in science and technology to start searching for new drugs, start searching for a new vaccine, and provide all possible scientific support to our doctors and our coronavirus warriors fighting the corona pandemic. You will be happy to know that we are one of the 5 countries in the whole world where we have isolated the virus. We are already on our path to develop vaccine. Over half a dozen vaccine candidates are being supported by our Science and Technology Ministry in close collaboration. About 4 of them are in advanced stages of clinical trials. We are part of a WHO solidarity trial to find out new drugs. Our scientists are working in laboratories to find out a new molecule which can handle the COVID virus. They are also trying the old molecules by repurposing their efficacy for handling viruses. And there are so many other things happening inside the laboratories for development of empty PCR kits or the rapid antibody serological test kits within India. And I had yesterday shared information with all my laboratories in the country in biotechnology, and they very confidently told us that in the month of May itself, we may be able to have these kits, whether for antibody or for the RT-PCR, to diagnose the positives. We should be able to make them in our country and make our country fully self-reliant on that. So it's at number of fronts that the fight against COVID is happening. The Prime Minister has already provided leadership to the Southeast Asia region. He has been personally, through video conference, connecting with the various leaders of the whole world. He created the SARC COVID emergency fund also and contributed significant amount of money from India. And also he has been interacting with the chief ministers of the whole country. He has done it 4 times in the past and has been devising the improvements in the strategy based on collective advice and collective decision, which is in the larger interest of the people at large. Right now, our challenge is, number one, how do we counter misinformation, which goes on and on the social media and many other places, and how do we ensure that the right information goes to the people of India, and the guidelines and the principles that are being advocated, whether it is for lockdown, whether it is for social distancing, whether it is for personal hygiene, or whether it is for respiratory etiquettes, they all have to be very sincerely and committedly followed by the people of India. And this is where I see a large role of Lions International. All the poor people, all the migrant people, migrant laborers, they have all been helped by not only the government schemes, but also by the people in the society and the various organizations in the society. Huge number of people are working. Tomorrow itself at 11 o'clock, with the help of Niti Aayog, I am talking to 92,000 NGOs of the whole country. And these 92,000 NGOs, I am talking simultaneously, they are all dedicatedly working for helping the poor people in providing them food and various other necessary amenities. So the country has risen to the occasion. And there is only a need for further strengthening of the leadership at the community level, which I expect all of you will do very diligently and committedly. Post-COVID, there is going to be a new society, working from homes, video conferences, not wasting time here and there, maintaining social distance, strengthening hygiene measures in the society, concentrating on sanitation, things like that. I think a new normal is going to be developed and created for the society. As a Union Health Minister, I feel happy that most of the things that the society has developed as new habits, they are going to help the cause of improving their health. It is going to help us in improving our health parameters. And it is not only COVID where we are going to be helped, but for many other diseases, we will certainly see the elimination of many of these diseases. In the times to come, some of our diseases are very much on our radar. We want to eliminate tuberculosis by 2025. We want to get rid of diseases like Kala Azar, measles. We want to provide immunization to 100% children through the universal immunization program. We want to bring the maternal mortality down to almost negligible levels. And there are many more things that we want to do. We want to develop health as a social movement. And I look forward to continuous engagement with Lions International. You have been working for diabetes. There was a time when you used to work for cataract, and that was the time when I had started the Cataract Free Delhi campaign in Delhi, and Lions International was a big supporter of that movement. I can go on and on, but I have a meeting at 3 o'clock. So I would again, at the cost of repetition, thank you all for your fantastic feelings and your support and your commitment. And I wish you all good luck and also good health in these COVID times. Thank you, Naresh ji, for your team and all those who have organized this meeting for me, especially AP Singh ji and Sangeeta ji, all the district governors present and past, all the leaders of Rotary Lions International. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar,
Sir,
sir.
if you can give us a few minutes, our directors will give you a very brief run through about what the Lions are doing in the 4 parts of the country. Maybe about 8 to 10 minutes if you can spare for us. If you permit us, we will continue, sir. If you permit us.
I think I have to actually rush. If you can tell me just brief 1 or 2 minutes, because I think I am already overstepped
We
the
understand.
time I had right now. Maybe if you can send me a mail and details. I know you are doing great work, and even if you can send me the details of that, I'll be very happy. Maybe in 1 or 2 minutes, if you want to say something, I have no problem.
Sir, this is Lion JP Singh, and I am the chairman of the Lions Coordination Committee of India, and I'm representing the entire country and especially the north of India. We have already donated about 1.5 crore rupees in Prime Minister Fund and about 15 lakhs in the CM Fund, and we have provided about 3,24,000 cooked meals, and 40,597 people have been provided ration by our Lions in north of India. We appreciate the efforts of the central government and in particular, and you and our Prime Minister Modi in general, because you people are the people who are leading us for a period which will be seen as a no COVID period. And we are also been distributing so many PPE kits, and the N95 masks also are being provided. Tomorrow only we are in Delhi, we will be providing around 1,000 PPE kits to the Delhi government, and with the help of our Lions Club International Foundation. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome. So is that all?
Others, if they want to make a reference, please make a very brief reference, because we've heard that the minister is to have a meeting with the PMO. So very briefly, if you want to say, please state it.
Yes, please. Briefly, if you want to intervene, another 1 or 2 minutes, no problem.
Apart from the regular distributions,
Volume बढ़ा दो.
the PPE kits, masks, there are certain highlights which I wanted to tell you here, sir. In Western India, we have a lot of dialysis centers. We are helping the dialysis patients who are being sent from the government hospitals. There are a lot of blood banks who are delivering their best in this situation. We have more than 50 ventilators donated in this particular part of the world. We have been working hard for some clubs in some cities are working hard for the animal care, which is also important in this time. We have been distributing medicines for other causes also, because people are suffering from so many things and a lot of hospitals and dispensaries are closed. We have done about more than 1 lakh immunity medicines, homeopathic medicines also in this part of the world. We have been donating equipments in the medical colleges like Sion Hospital, government medical colleges, Aurangabad, Nanded, etc. And with all this, we are doing with the guidance of our international past president, Dr. Naresh Agarwal, with considering the centennial slogan, where there is a need, there is a lion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think I'm so grateful to all of you, and I must apologize that I didn't know that you all had to make these presentations, but maybe we'll meet again. And if there's any more information that you feel that needs to be delivered to me, so Mr. AP Singh, you can very kindly send this to me. I'm quite aware of your contribution, and if there is anything that you feel the health ministry can do for the people of India over and above what we are trying to do, and more particularly for Lions International, please feel free to let us know. We are all with you, and we have a lot of hopes from your leadership and expectations from your leadership to provide leadership at the community level to our people in the country. Thank you, Naresh ji, once again, and wish you all good luck and good health. Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar.
Even as the minister is leaving, Praveen bhai, if you want to make an announcement about the concert, please go ahead. Minister is of course leaving, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
We have our telecast on a national channel on Saturday, 2nd of May. Details have been sent to entire ISAME leadership. And through this program, the title of the program is Corona Heroes Ko Salam. So I'll be sharing the informations, and we need to spread this information to all our lions. Promo is also being made today, and the channels will telecast from tomorrow onwards. So only thing what we need is our past directors have been sent the information about what they need to speak. So I'm expecting those details by tomorrow morning. And if you have any other suggestions, please let me know. Thank you. And it was a wonderful show today. All the best.
I think before we conclude, let us all thank past international president Naresh Agarwal. He has been the spirit and the inspiration. And also we need to thank our international director Nand Kumar, who has pledged 1 crore of rupees for this. It is so sad, Nand Kumar, you could not speak today, but you know how much we are inspired by your contributions. Thank you very much, Nand Kumar ji. Naresh ji, anything you want to say finally? Otherwise, let's close this. Thank you. Thank you very much.